Hey guys, this is Tom, and here we are for M12 64-man draft number 3. Should be starting any minute here. Okay, so here we are for pick 1, pack 1, and got a few cards here that are standing out. Soren's Vengeance is actually a very powerful card in Limited. The ability to do a 20-point life swing for 7 mana is huge. I mean, if you can do any kind of early damage, this can definitely close out a game. Also, we have Pacifism, which is a very strong card. I've been very impressed by like Volcanic Dragon. The haste on this really sets it ahead. So I think here, I'm not sure that I want to commit to triple black right out of the gates. Well, this is a very strong card. I think that Pacifism would keep us a lot more open. Dragon is also a good option just because red is very deep in this format, and I mean, it's a very powerful color. So I think I'm going to take the dragon here. Okay, pick 2. We have Trollhide is one option. One of the best creature enhancements in M12. Also have Goblin Arsonist and Lava Axe, which are all good options. Alabaster Mage is one of the weaker of the group of 5 different mages. So I'm probably not going to look at that card too much, but I think here we're going to take the Arsonist. It's just a card I've been pretty impressed by. I don't want just to take a 5-drop right after taking a 6-drop. So I think that taking the Arsonist is going to keep us a little more open. Okay, here we have, well, we have Crimson Mage, which is one option. I've actually been surprisingly impressed by Bloodseeker. Very good at just doing the extra damage you need to really get through. But I think that the best card in this pack is Acidic Slime. However, Llanowar Elves is very good also. So, I mean, I think here, you could really make a case for Griffin Sentinel, Llanowar Elves, or Acidic Slime. I think that I'm going to go with Acidic Slime here. It's just a card that it's very versatile. It's one of the best 5-drops, I think, so we'll pick up the Acidic Slime. And here we have, well, the 2 best cards here are the Merfolk Looter and the Stormfront Pegasus. So we are by no means cemented into green. Still early enough just to see kind of, what's coming. Not sure how red-blue is as a setup. It's certainly one way to go. But I mean, red-white is actually a decent archetype. So I think actually I'm going to pick up the Pegasus here. We have seen a few white cards. I would like to stay open. We could take the Sacred Wolf instead, seeing that Trollhide, but once again, I do kind of want to hedge here, just in case we, start seeing a lot of powerful white cards. Okay, so we could take the Warhorse, or we could take the Hellhound. We are seeing a Chasm Drake, which is also a strong card. And then we have Greater Basilisk and Sacred Wolf. There are quite a number of 5-drops in green, and I mean, I think if we're going to take a pack, or going to take a pick that stays green, we would pick up the Sacred Wolf, and then maybe wheel like a War Paint or something like that. Or we could try to pick up like the Warhorse and try like a red-white. I think I'm a little bit more comfortable with red-green, and so I think I'm going to take the Sacred Wolf here. And so then here we can pick up, we're just seeing all the colors here. We're seeing like Devouring Swarm, Bloodseeker is good, Cutthroat is fine, Ponder is okay. But I think we're just going to take the bears here and try to stay red-green. I mean, bears is actually quite a good card, just because this format is so fast. So here we have a Crimson Mage, a Dragon. This is actually quite late. Fairly strong blue signal here. Not really sure what to make of this. But we are seeing some red, so we could pick up like an Arsonist. Crimson Mage might be a little better in red-green just because the haste is relevant. Boots are actually something else I've been fairly impressed by in green. And I think we're gonna grab the I think we're gonna grab the boots here. It's a card I want to try out. I think I like it in the red-green archetype. Okay, so here we have Crown of Empires, Lava Axe, Frost Breath. I mean, at this point, I think we're going to be most likely red-green. And Crown of Empires is a nice sort of offensive card if you don't have any tappers like you do in white. It's a good way to use extra mana. But Lava Axe is also a good tool for red-green. I think we can get more axes. I'll pick up the crown here. I think it could be a little better for us. Here we're happy to pick up a Thran Golem. Potentially could, grab some enchants later that might help it. Yeah, the only really good card here is the bear. So we'll just pick that one up, and then here, once again, if we open like a ridiculous white bomb, we could theoretically switch into white. Okay, so white is coming a little late here. It's kind of a weird first pack. Alright, so the Warpaint did wheel, which is very good for us. It's great for a Sacred Wolf, the Thran Golem if we play it. So overall, kind of a weird first pack where we could really go into many different directions here. Didn't really see too much more red after the beginning there. And the nice thing about this kind of spread is that if we see, a really powerful card like Gin of Wishes, we could theoretically just pick it up and go in that direction. I mean, the only cards that are good in this pack here, well, you have Gin of Witches, which is the most powerful. After that would become the Azure Mage. And then after that would be looking at like Stave Off or Tormented Soul. The Goblin Pike are quite far behind. So I think at this point we kind of need to make a decision. Well, we haven't seen that much in red that's all that good, and I mean the cards here are weak enough so that I think taking the Gin of Wishes could pay off more than it could hurt us if we see some very powerful blue pass. It's much stronger than the other cards here, and we see an Archon of Justice. Okay, this is just alright. This is a very split draft. We kind of have to make a decision soon here, and I think that okay, so we have a few cards in white. Archon is very powerful. It's pretty close to Sarah Angel in terms of power. On the other hand, Fireslinger is a very strong card. Trollhide is great for like the Thran Golem. and the Sacred Wolf. But I think Archon is just the stronger card here. We do have enough white we could potentially go that. Getting past an Archon is a huge signal of white, so I think that we're going to take the Archon here and potentially shift over into like blue-white. I mean, here we could pick up the Shock, but I think that the Looter is probably going to be the pick here. It's definitely the second strongest card in this pack. Like, we could pick up the Warhorse, but I mean, Gin of Wishes is much stronger than any of the cards in red or green. So I think if we grab the Looter, we can really just try to force ourselves into blue-white at this point and play off some of the powerful rares we have. Here we've got a few options. At this point, I'm just going to hide the green, and I'm going to hide the red. Okay. So, let's see. I mean, Arbalest Elite is a fine card. It gives you threat. We already have some 5-drops. I mean, the Griffin is good, but I like Divination here. I think it's just a very good card. Not sure that I like it over I mean, Arbalest Elite is a strong card. This is actually kind of close here. Well, I think I'm going to grab the Arbalest Elite. It's just, it gives you a lot of threat value that you don't necessarily have to use. Okay, so here we have Oromancer, so we could pick up like the Divine Favor. I mean, Divine Favor is really, it's a fine card. You know, it's good in the sense that it gets you that the immediate life swing, even if it doesn't stay around. Ice Cage is fine also. This is actually a deck where Greatsword could be a decent card. You know, if we just put it on our flyers and just sort of fly over, it's not bad. Don't know that I like. Well, I think I'll take the Greatsword here. Well, actually, I'm going to take the Divine Favor. Greatsword is still a lot of mana investment, so here, you know, we can pick up the Griffin Riders if we think we're going to have a lot of Griffins, but you know, we just passed one, so I don't really think that's the best choice. Probably just going to take the Phantasmal Bear. They're very good for the early game, and I like it better than Ponder. Okay, very happy to pick up a Stormfront Pegasus. And we're getting past a lot of good white cards here, so hopefully we made the right choice. This is a very late Gideon's Lawkeeper. Extremely happy to pick that up. Dignitary is actually just fine in this archetype. And same with Mastodon. Part of the reason that I ended up picking up the Divine Favor is, you know, we do have the Oromancer to pick it up. If we play Thran Golem, it'll make it better. I'm not sure that this deck wants to run Crown of Empires. You know, we already are spending our mana on the Arbalest Elite. Here I will take a Ponder. You know, and we're spending it on our Lawkeeper and the Boots. So I think that since we already have tappers in white, we may not play the Crown. It might be better like a red-green deck, for instance. Negate is fine, but I think that Pledge, if we pick up enough white creatures, this could really be a very powerful trick. Here we'll just cut the Reclaim. You know, I'm still kind of discovering, but I think, you know, we started in red-green, but the ability to kind of hedge a little bit and shift over if you see some powerful rares come your way, you know, hopefully that'll do us well here. But, you know, I think that if we had tried to force red-green, for instance,